Take your mark.
Listen to the crowd.
This is a remarkable performance.
A world record, Deadly. Have you ever seen anything like it?
He can't believe it, but it just happened.
Hello and welcome to About Last Night, Singapore edition for day 7 of action here at Finals. My name is John Mason and joining me is once again my lovely co-host Elizabeth Beisel, and we have been joined by the incredible, amazing Bruno Fratus for day 7 of Finals. Guys, a massive night and we're going to start at the end. The relay, Team USA finally, Beisel, getting a medal and getting a world record.
Doing it in style.
Absolutely.
I mean, listen, I feel like Team USA has finally overcome most of the illness, are finally getting back to shape and getting their stuff together. And I think, have you ever been on a mixed relay, Bruno?
I have. When they got into the program in 2015, and back then it was a really interesting setup, right?
Yeah.
We were never used to have boys and girls in the same car room, so the different energies just colliding.
Yeah.
It was a really cool experience.
Yeah. What do you like most about it?
Ooh, the unpredictability and being able to. I just think it's so much fun when you have a guy like Jack Alexi, this humongous human being, just going next to a girl swimming, and then everything flips around again. So it's a really exciting race.
Yeah, I loved it. And I think, we saw Tori for the first time, looked really good. She's had a rough week, and it was so nice to see her get some flowers as well, get a world record. And she just, I think, finally swam how she probably wanted to swim all week.
Yes, and to have a moment like that will carry her through tomorrow. And I know the meet is over tomorrow, but like you said, it is still nice to be able to end the meet on a better note than what it's been.
And add a world record with it as well, I would have thought, as we watch Tori Huss go in now. She's got just under 10 to swim. Perhaps it won't be a world record, but they will get the gold medal. They'll get the gold medal and a world record. The USA breaking the world record in taking gold, second neutral athletes, and in third place in the bronze medal going to France. Time, a magnificent time, 3:18.48, breaking the mark set by Australia at the Fukuoka World Championships. And yes, look at the salute to the crowd. They're pretty pumped. Patrick Salmon and Jack Alexi, the USA have done it.
I want to talk about that Turner backstroke with Kaylee McKeown.
Oh,
just
amazing.
Absolutely incredible. Every time she touches water, it is gold. And I don't know how you can be so clutch, especially in events that are that deep. And it's not like she's running away with these wins. She's fighting for every single win that she gets. And I think that's such a testament to her and her mindset, right?
It is. And I was talking to Michael Bowl before the meet started today, and he was telling me that Kaylee, she actually used to swim this type of times at practice.
Wow.
So she was just making world championship type of times at a given Saturday morning. So I think that kind of answers your question. That's how she becomes so clutch.
Yeah.
By good old first rule in the book, repetition.
Yeah. And she left it all in that water tonight. Like she got out, she couldn't even do the post-race interview. She was like, I feel lightheaded, I felt like sick, whatever. And I think it's really nice to see her finding a love of the sport again. She's been very vocal about the fact that she stepped away after Paris, had some ups and downs. But this week she seemed to have just dived back in, and we're seeing the old Kaylee. She's in love with the pool again.
And I love that, because if she can do that after a year of not loving the water, think about what she's going to do once she is back to truly loving it. And I'm sure this was a step into the right direction, but I feel like the future is so bright for her, and she's already done so much.
But I also think that breaks a little paradigm we have in swimming, right? And kind of rewrites the culture we have in swimming, because swimmers are most often overtrained. And we've seen more and more swimmers who take several months off time after big meets, and they come back so much faster. Cameron McEvoy tonight is one of them, right?
Yes. And new dad, we're going to touch on that.
Right.
The 50s, your event. So let's dive into that one.
Oh, it's exciting. And especially when you see a 41 at 21.4 going on the podium, and I remind myself how many times I swam at 21.4 before, and I'm just itching. And
Wait, do you miss it? Like, would you go
Oh,
back?
I don't miss being cold. I don't miss being in pain. I don't miss dieting at all. I've been eating good, but I do miss racing. That's one thing I miss a lot.
Interesting.
Yes,
Okay, the racing.
And he's sort of like changing the game. I want to get your thoughts on this because he's doing things differently now, you know, like over the last few years. He's sort of changed the approach that he's got. So what is he doing that is coming together?
He's putting his theoretical physics major to work.
Yeah.
He's using everything he learned studying physics to work, and obviously being such experienced swimmer, he's using a lot of his experience.
Yeah.
Right. Finally, the 50 becomes a little more of an experienced and adult type of race. We see a lot of younger swimmers swimming other races, but when it comes to the 50 free, a little more mature athletes are having a lot of success. So, and these are also athletes who are able to stand up for themselves and write their own programs and know what work and what does not work. So Cameron's one of them.
Yeah, and Ben Proud was in there as well, and I know he was just off his personal best, and he hasn't hit that in like 7 years. So it's good to see him sort of step in and find that rhythm again.
Yeah. People usually get mad at me on Twitter because I said that the 50 free is the hardest event on the program.
Say why. Because I agree.
People,
Yes, tell them.
listen to me. The 50 free is the hardest event on the whole program. Come at me on Twitter now.
Why is it the hardest,
you need to
Bruno?
explain.
We got to elaborate on that.
Because there's no room for error, right?
Yes.
There's no room for mistakes. There are no turns.
Right.
If you have a slower reaction time, you don't have space to make things right.
sure.
So, and you just got to be clutch 10 out of 10 times to race the 50 free.
Yeah.
I mean, usually people say it's the miles, the 4 AMs, the 200 fly, but if you take the physical aspect and just put the psychological, the neurological aspect of the race, the emotional aspect of the race. I mean, if you just come behind the block being all emotional and being all like, you know,
Like in your head.
in your head,
It's not
you
really
have to
good.
be ice cold. You have to be clutch in order to race a 50 free.
I remember you saying to me once as well that it was an endurance race. I remember you were saying that it was
It
like,
is.
it's
That's-
who can endure.
Bruno.
No. He had a point. He says who can endure the pain? Who can it was like the lactate buildup and stuff. It's like
Because
who
that's
can
the thing.
hold on to that pain
It's
the
not
most.
the
I'll
50
consider
free.
it.
Says the 4 a.m.
It's an endurance race, but you got to ask yourself what type of endurance. What is that you're enduring there? It's not an aerobic
Right.
endurance race, but it's a lactate endurance race. Instead of running away from lactate, and that's something Cameron already understood. Instead of running away
From lactate, you use lactate as fuel.
Yeah.
So most of these guys come behind the block at lactate levels that most people finish their race at.
How are they building that pre-race?
at warm up. So it's just a different metabolism, it's a different physiology, and hardest race on the program.
And we were lucky enough to catch up with brand new father and brand new world champion Cam McEvoy after his race. So let's take a look.
Tell us what it means to have the gold in Laguna Gold today. It's special. This preparation, very different. Had my first son born 3 weeks ago. And that pregnancy was like very well planned out, but we had a lot of appointments, like 33 appointments towards the end. It was tiring at trying to navigate what I needed to do on the pool, but also have the pool stuff as a second priority behind what I need to do at home. It was tough, but like we got here. I was in pretty good shape. I stepped up when I needed to, got my hand on the wall in a time I'm very proud of. And so overall, I can't complain. As a new dad, is that giving you, I don't know, more perspective? We know that everything you do in the pool, you've got to be 100% committed to, but being a dad obviously changes life. For sure, my world got a lot bigger, and I still have to navigate how to juggle that new perspective and keep the passion that I have in the water where it is, not let it overstep, but also maintain that, and just, figure out a new footing and a new way to go about weekly, yearly life and that type of stuff. But yeah, in the end, it's a new world. I'm not going to try rush through it. I'm just going to kind of sit within it and then let whatever happens. I mean, a lot of athletes want to stay around in the sport long enough for their child to be able to watch them. So, I mean, you're not retiring anytime soon at that rate, potential. Yeah, I mean, look, we have a home Olympic Games in 2032. Harley will be 7, definitely old enough to remember. He'll be 3 in LA. I think that's borderline memory, maybe not. So yeah, look, who knows? Our home games and a memory for my son. That's pretty special.
We then had the 50 fly. Started the night with that. Gretchen Walsh managed to do it. I know there was like some, is she going to, is she not? She was just, she's had an up and down week like Tori with illness, but she managed to pull it out of the bag. Her second gold medal of the week.
Yep, 1,500 fly sweep for her. And I think, after that race, I had a chance to chat with her and she was like, I finally feel like myself. I finally had a coffee and wasn't nervous about it. Like, Bruno, again, 50 fly. What's harder, 50 fly or 50 free? In terms of...
Yeah, these two are pretty hard.
Yeah.
I think the 50 free still has a little bit more of a tempo, a little more high octane type of stroke.
Yeah.
And the 50 fly, as well as the 50 breast, it's a little more about strength.
Right? Then that lactate tolerance towards the end. And Gretchen Walsh, it's a very interesting athlete. It always reminds me of Janet Evans.
Oh.
When I look at her swimming, because of her unconventional stroke.
Yeah.
Right? You really have those hyperextended elbows.
Yes.
And really calls attention. And I was watching the 2IM the other day, and I noticed that Alex Walsh has a similar butterfly to her sister. So this is small little nuances in swimming. That's something that makes the sport really interesting.
And Gretchen Walsh caught up with our very own Nick Hope after her world championship title in that 50 fly. And let's hear what she had to say.
Your second individual gold here. Must be delighted. Oh, totally. Super happy to have that 100 fly, 50 fly double. Those are my two favorite events, probably. I don't know which one I like more, so to get the title in both of them, it's really awesome. I know that as a swimmer at the very top, you've got to focus on, putting in your best performances, and that needs to be the focus. But when you do that, and you're able to get the medal, it must mean that much more. Oh, yeah, totally. I think, executing when the lights are on and you're under all this pressure is one of the hardest things ever. You can train all you want, but you have to be mentally ready to go, and I definitely think I've had the opportunity to work on that here, and I've showed great resilience, coming back off the Olympics hard, but definitely awesome. Happy so far with all my results. Yeah, I'm honestly just taking all the lessons I learned from the Olympics and applying them forward. Definitely have my eyes set on LA 2028, so I'm just, this is the first kind of stepping stone in that way in the long course realm, so just kind of, taking what I learned, but progressing upon that, and hopefully just getting more comfortable in these kinds of high pressure venues.
And another two-time gold medalist this week was, of course, the incredible Maxime Grousset. Shocked himself, I think, a little bit. He was like, got out of the pool, couldn't believe it, was like, this is crazy, but beat Noah Ponti to the touch there, who got the silver medal, and Ilya Karun with the bronze. Maxime, to me, has looked like he's just found another gear. I don't know what it is. He's swum so well this week, and it's just a European record as well.
Third fastest time ever.
Also,
yeah.
So what is it to you, Bruno, you love analyzing strokes, so you know these boys. What's happened with him? There's been a shift.
Maxime is just looking like a whole unit. That guy's built like a tank.
Yes.
That guy's built like a tank. He's looking so strong and lean and in shape. And there's actually a really very fun story about Maxime, is that Maxime was the moment I understood I needed to retire.
Because okay, tell us.
Because we had a swim off back in 2022.
Okay.
Right? And I didn't swim a very good semifinals on the 50 free on that Budapest Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to swim against him on the swim off for a place in the final.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the heat sheet for the swim off, and I was asking myself, who the hell was that guy who was 10 years younger than me?
Don't I know it?
While I was trying to shave all my gray beard already.
Yeah.
And then, the guy just kicked my ass.
Yeah.
With a smile, shook my hand, went home. And then after a year, when we meet each other in meets like this, he always brings the story back, and I'm just like, dude, shut up. I'm so glad you're doing great, but let's not bring that
You're
back.
like, that was the end of my career.
Oh, you just finished me. Yeah. But yeah, Maxime is a great guy. I'm so happy, and obviously makes me a little proud. You know? The guy who finished my career is just the guy who's killing everybody else nowadays. So at least that.
Good to see him on top.
Top of Ponti. It's Grousset in front. Ponti going with him. Grousset, I think, is going to take it out. It is Grousset who wins the gold medal. Ponti the silver and Karun the bronze. The big Frenchman in 49.62 is the world champ in the 100 fly.
and he becomes the second fastest performer in history.
Speaking of other rock stars, we have to mention, I genuinely think this was one of my favorite races I've ever watched. Championship record, Kaylee Ledecky does it again. But guys, the race, we have to talk about it.
It was unreal. I mean, I have never seen an 800. I don't know if I've ever seen a race at World Championships over a 200 be between 3 people that close, all under world record pace up until the 650.
That's what was wild about it. It's Katie's world record, but all 3 of them were in front of that line for
Lani,
the whole
Summer,
race.
and her and Katie, all 3 together the entire way. And honestly, one of the biggest shocks for me was Lani.
Yeah.
And it's not that I didn't believe that she could at all. She is capable as an athlete, but she went 8:05. Massive drop for Lani. I think that was a surprise for me.
It's fast.
Lani is on a hot streak. She is dropping seconds like like she's an age grouper.
Yeah.
Almost.
But I want to know, right, what Dean said to her, because she obviously went with them, do you remember, in the 15?
Yeah.
And she swam, it was like 8:08 at the 800 mark or something like that. And I wonder if he was like, you can do this. Like,
I
just
would
go.
assume. Do you
Stay
know
with
Dean
her.
at all? Her
Yes,
coach?
yes. I was just talking to Dean here before. I didn't ask him about Lani whatsoever, but I mean, he's a great coach. What are you gonna tell about? I mean, he got medals, so he knows what he's doing. Obviously, it's one of those races that is like the race of the century
For sure.
type of energy, you know. And obviously, we love to see Katie winning, but it's good to see Katie having to actually race
Yes.
for her gold medals, you know. And I mean, can you imagine if Lani had won? What a plot! The twist.
We were saying that. We were like,
yes, because
Lani
everyone
could.
You know, we've been talking about Lani and Katie, but it was, you know, Summer and Katie was like the head-to-head that the media's pitch, the swimming world was waiting for. And, you know, Summer got the bronze, Lani got the silver, but I don't know, it was like a left field moment.
Unbeaten in this event, and she's going to remain unbeaten because Kaylee Ledecky has sprinted clear. What an effort, responding to the challenge, and Ledecky wins the gold again. A 7 times champion in this event. Pallister takes the silver, McIntosh the bronze. A championship record for the great Katie Ledecky. 8:05.62.
What a response from Katie Ledecky. Championship record. Toe-to-toe, eye-to-eye. And she delivers the knockout punch there. Pallister, the silver medal, 8:05.9.
That is the 7th time that she has won the 800 free at World Championships. So undefeated in World Champ history. This is a once-in-a-generational talent.
It was her 30th World Championship medal. She's won 30 medals in her career, which is just...
I don't think I have 30 medals in my career overall.
30 medals total. Our very own Nick Hope caught up with Katie Ledecky after that stellar 3-way race. Let's hear what she had to say.
What was it like to be the swimmer in lane point, the center of that tonight? It was fun at times. It was stressful at times, but I, all in all, enjoyed it and couldn't have asked for a better race. Summer, Lani, everyone in that field had incredible times, and happy I could come out on top somehow. So fighting and your usual amazing, skills in the water, I'm sure, you've been doing this now since Barcelona 2013, winning this event. What has that taken, and where does that race rank in the ones that you've enjoyed winning? That's a pretty special one. I mean, that's the fastest I've been at a World Championship, so that's cool. But yeah, I think I trust my training. I trust the training I've done in Gainesville. Coach Setsy told me to just trust my back half. It's going to come down to that. So, I just thought of all the work I put in this year, all the work he's put in, all my teammates, all my coaches, and I wanted to finish this season. It's been a great season. I wanted to finish it on a really high note. I mean, you're someone who never really needs that extra motivation, but how much do you like it when there are people who are like, I want to go and try and beat her? But you've had a lot of races in the past where it's been you against the clock, and now there are people who want to push you. And as I said, you're going quicker than ever. It's great. It's great for the sport. It's great for me. It's great for them. We're going to keep pushing each other. I can't rest on my laurels, that's for sure. So a lot of work ahead of me still, and it's a lot of fun. I feel like, I don't feel pressure at this point in my career. I can kind of take that off. I feel like I have nothing to lose. So I'm just going to try to enjoy it every time I get up and race those swimmers.
I said to Dean beforehand there were going to be 3 scenarios. I was going to be in front of them, with them, or behind them on that last 50. So to turn with them was wicked. I would have been happy with just under 8:10, so going in 8:05, another PB. I think an Oceania record as well. So no, I'm really happy, and it's just really good cap off the week. Yeah, I think outside of Katie, Ariane's been the best female swimmer, in history. So to move to her coach, be under Dean's tutelage, and to be doing everything she did for a different event is really, really cool. I obviously have so much to thank Michael Boll for as well. He moved on at the end of last year, and I ended up leaving my mum too. So big changes, but to be training with Elijah Winnington, Jamie Perkins, and Ben Godemans, who's in the 800 final for the men, has just been the best thing for me. And to be challenged day in and day out is obviously what's giving me the results that I am this week. So yeah, I think I'm still one of those athletes that doesn't think I'm quite good enough. Obviously a lot of confidence working on there, and this week has been huge for that. But yeah, the 800 is my favorite event. It's kind of the perfect distance for me. The 1500 hurts a little bit too much, and the 400 is a tad too short. So yeah, the 800 is just a sweet spot. I actually am really excited to go back to training. I know I have a 2-week break now, but I feel like I have so much to work on, even coming away with a swim like that. So the sky's the limit.
Last day of action tomorrow, and it is full of finals. So let's run you through what you've got to look forward to, and hopefully it's as exciting as what tonight was. So let's take a look at the schedule. Coming up tomorrow, all finals. We've got the men's 50-meter backstroke, the women's 50-meter breaststroke, the women's 50-meter freestyle, the men's 1500-meter freestyle, the men's 400-meter individual medley, the women's 400-meter individual medley, the men's and women's 4x100-meter medley relays. Guys, packed night.
All finals.
All finals.
Yep.
All going to be new world champions, but I need you to pick one race. What should we be watching out for?
I'm personally going to go for the women's 400 IM.
Mm-hmm.
I think after Summer's performances all week, I don't know if she'll break the world record. I'm not going to speculate on that, but I do think she's going to do something that is just otherworldly, as she always does.
For me, it's going to be the 50 backstroke.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fact that we decided to add the 50 strokes to the Olympic program, it's gonna show us a lot of special races, a lot of special results, especially because before people just come here and race those just for the giggles, just for the plot, right?
Yeah.
Now people are actually training for those events because they're worth Olympic medals now. So I think not only tomorrow, but in the coming years, the 50 strokes are gonna get so much faster.
Yeah.
I'm going to say the women's 50 free, purely and simply because I love the story of Kasia Vasek retiring, coming back, and making her comeback, and she's going in like fastest seed. Can she do it? Like, it's such a wonderful story.
I love
and
that.
she's like the kindest human on the planet.
We love
Kasia.
Yes.
Like, I do, truly.
Yeah.
She's amazing. So I'm going to say that one, but of course, they're all going to be great. So make sure you were tuning in and watching the last day of action here at the 2025 World Aquatics Championships in Singapore. And don't forget to watch the recap show tomorrow night, our last one. It's here. You give us a like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff at World Aquatics. But from Beisel, myself, and of course, thank you, Bruno. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow.